What's up? It's your boy Swervo here with another geometry video. In this video, we're going to be talking about 5.3 homework. We're talking about special parallelograms, including rhombuses, rectangles, and squares. Number one, it says ABCD is a square. Mark all the right angles. So recall, in a square, we have right angles in the corners. Those are right angles. But we also have right angles formed by the diagonals. So we have a total of 8 right angles. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay, looking at number 2. It says JILK is a rhombus. Find the measure of JKL. So this is a rhombus. We know that in a rhombus, oh man, delete, erase. There we go, I got it. In a rhombus, the diagonals, whoops, that didn't work. The diagonals bisect each angle. In other words, this diagonal here will have cut this angle in half. So if half of it's 27, the other half is 27. We now could figure out the measure of angle IJK by adding 27 plus 27, which is 54. Exactly. If this angle is 54, we know that a rhombus is also a parallelogram. A parallelogram has a property where consecutive angles, so this green angle and this orange angle are consecutive, they're next to each other, and consecutive angles are supplementary. So I'm going to have to do 180 degrees minus 54 in order to figure out the measure of JKL. And let's see, that's going to be 126 degrees, which is the measure of angle JKL. All right, so we're using all these properties to answer these questions. So look at number 3. So it says ABCD is a square. We know a square has right angles. We also know that the diagonals form right angles. So we're going to use that because not only do the diagonals form right angles, but the diagonals bisect each other. So in other words, if this is 7, that is 7. And since it's also a square, it's a rectangle, so the diagonals are the same. So all of these half of diagonals are 7. So that's 7, that's 7. So now we're going to be looking in at this triangle. Notice it is a right triangle, and I want to find the side length of the square. So I'm going to be able to use the Pythagorean theorem, which says leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. 7 squared is 49. 49 plus 49 is 98. That is equal to x squared. When I take the square root, I believe I will get x is around 9.89, roughly. So now it also says to find the measure of angle ECD, which would be this angle here. It's basically a portion of the corner of a square. Corner of a square is 90 degrees. The diagonals cut it in half because it's a rhombus. So half of 90 degrees is going to be half of 90 degrees, 45. All right, let's look at the second page. Number 4 says in rhombus, sand, S-A-N-D, S-N is 12, and dy is 8. So by is 8. Sn is 12. Find an. So once again, in a rhombus, the diagonals will bisect each other. So in other words, an would be 6 and ay would also be 8. Now again, it's a rhombus, diagonals form right angles. So lo and behold, what happens? You guys got it. It's a right triangle. We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem again. Oh my gosh, we use the Pythagorean theorem a lot. Yeah, I know. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals something squared. We don't know what. 6 squared is 36. 8 squared is 64 equals x squared. 36 and 64 is 100. Square root of 100. Square root of 100. Square root of 100 is 10. All right, I'm going to pause the video there and I will pick this up in a other video.